happened then the isosceles of a low type, with a brain little, if at all, above 4 degrees, accidentally dabbling in the colors of some tradesman, painted himself with the 12 colors of a dodecagon. Going to the marketplace, he accosted in a feigned voice of a maiden, the orphan daughter of a noble polygon, whose affection in former days he had sought in vain, and by a series of deception, aided on the one side by a string of lucky accidents too long to relate, and on the other by an almost inconceivable fatuity and neglect of ordinary precautions on the part of the relations of the bride, he succeeded in consummating the marriage.
The wedding.
The unhappy girl committed suicide on discovering the fraud to which she had been subjected.
Oh.
When the news of this catastrophe spread from state to state, the minds of the women were violently agitated. Sympathy with the miserable victim and anticipations of similar deceptions for themselves, their sisters, and their daughters made them now regard the color bill in an entirely new aspect.
This needs to end.
This is an outrage.
I am so frustrated.
I can't believe this happened.
No more colors.
Get rid of the color bill. For the love of God.
Oh, God.
This favorable opportunity, the circles hastily convened an extraordinary assembly of the states, and besides the usual guard of convicts, they secured the attendance of a large number of reactionary women. Amidst an unprecedented concourse, the chief circle of those days, by the name of Pantocyclus, arose to find himself hissed and hooted by 120,000 isosceles.
Boo! We like
But
the
he
color bill.
But he secured silence by declaring that henceforth the circles would enter on a policy of concession, yielding to the wishes of the majority. They would accept the color bill. Then followed a speech by a masterpiece of rhetoric, which occupied nearly a day in the delivery, and to which no summary can do justice. With a grave appearance of
Clear as
impartiality,
they were finally committed themselves to reform or innovation, it was desirable that they should take one last view of the perimeter, and that honorable admission would have to be sacrificed with the universal adoption of the color. All distinctions would cease, regularity would be confused with irregularity, development would give place to regression. The workmen would be degraded to a level of military, or even eventually these levels would outnumber all else, and the usual compensative laws of nature would be violated.
The ranks of the artisans and chromaticites, in alarm, attempted to step forward and address them. But he found himself encompassed with guards and forced to remain silent, while the chief circle, in a few impassioned words, made a final appeal to the woman, exclaiming, if the color bill passed, no marriage would henceforth be safe, no woman's honor secure, fraud, deception, hypocrisy would pervade every household. Domestic bliss would share the fate of the Constitution and pass to speedy perdition.
Sooner than this, come death.
Charge!
At these words, which were the pre-coordinated signal for action, the isosceles convicts fell on and transfixed the wretched chromaticites with a regular circle. Closing their ranks, made way for a band of women, who under direction of the circles moved back visibly and unwearyingly upon the unconscious soldiers. The artisans, imitating the example of their betters, also opened their ranks. Meantime, bands of convicts occupied every entrance with an impenetrable phalanx.